TIE program, Building Tomorrow's African Business Leaders. The Technology, Innovation and Entrepreneurship Program is an experiential training that was started in 2017 to provide skill set and mindset for entrepreneurship for the purpose of engaging young people in job creation.
Hi everyone, I'm Nina. I am from IREX and I'll be co-facilitating the workshop.
Thank you very much. And my name is Saoke. I'm a faculty member here and also in charge of the students. This is about entrepreneurship. This dry training began last year with the hope that we wanted to instill skills and mindset of entrepreneurship. And it was an idea that came out from the Mandela Washington Fellows. One of my colleagues who would have been here but he traveled. We wanted to build in people, young people, the skills of job creation. And so our expectations is that we can be able to take advantage of opportunities around us to create the business ideas that will solve some of the challenges that faces our communities.
The 2018 TIE program involved the employment of new techniques of training through a joint entrepreneurship workshop and collaborative project work on a JKU Syracuse University partnership.
So thank you so much, Churchill. First of all, I wouldn't be here if Churchill was not a fellow, and if Churchill, after he was a fellow, didn't come to IREX and say, hey, I'm doing this training and I want to collaborate with IREX. And with IREX, we've been doing building curriculum on entrepreneurial thinking and other key soft skills that we feel are important for young people to have to be successful in the future.
In basketball, at the end of the game, when a team is losing, they change their strategy. They don't totally give up, but they change their strategy. They become a little bit more desperate. They start fouling, hoping that their opponent will miss the free throws, and then they will get the ball back. So they change it. And in fact, in Jeopardy, I realized that you have to change your strategy at the end. As you're falling further and further behind, you have to get a little bit more desperate. You have to buzz in more eagerly. I'm not going to go through the explanation of why that's true, but it turns out to be true. So you're adopting a strategy that's very similar to basketball. Because you actually, even though you don't think you have much chance of getting it right, if you fall too far behind, you get locked out of Final Jeopardy. If you have less than half as much as the top player, you have absolutely no chance of winning.
The participants that were drawn from JKU students and US students had a chance to collaborate on a project and present. Panel discussions as well as presentations from established startups enriched the training by helping the participants tie the dots between theory and practice.
This business model appreciates the fact that most startups have no capital. You have no knowledge. But then you are operating in a very competitive environment where there are already established businesses, there are already organizations that are doing pretty similar what you're doing, and they got the money. And so you, as a person who is starting up, how do you start up amidst this difficulty? Lack of resources, strong competition. So this lean business model will help you to come up with these ideas. Developing the right product or the right service for the right customer and reaching the market faster at the right time. The value stream that makes you and your idea to achieve that value is very important. And the value stream, we are talking about the specific actions that are required for your product to go through these stages. Remember, your product is solving some problem, isn't it? Is it not so? So the design of that product or the design of that process must be that which meets the original value. And the second component of this value stream is, for example, how do people get your service? How do people get your product? Validation. You have a product that you have come up with. You have modeled a business around insurance sales. You have to test this through validation. Design that product. Then do it. Take that product or that service and have it in the market. Try to see how it goes. Does it meet the needs of the people, the needs of your target customer? And study how much it does what? Study whether the market is really picking it up.
Moreover, the other output was a joint project of mentorship between JKUAT students and alumni and Syracuse University students and alumni. Moving forward, the participants are now eligible for the second stage of the training.
Entrepreneurial thinking. Entrepreneurial thinking is the ability to identify and leverage opportunities to create value for oneself and others. It includes understanding the needs and interests of those affected by a problem or involved in an opportunity. It requires proactively mobilizing available resources and thinking creatively to work on solutions, as well as navigating uncertainty and risk. So you've done this one?
Revenue streams. It's going to be, I think it's going to be another short.
So, you know how? You just click on the card. And later on, you can also add images to these, but don't focus on that right now. The text is more important. Then, after that, you go all the way down. Some of these are set up just for you to help someone navigate it when they see it. So you go to these parts here, and you, sorry, I can't, I always think it's touchscreen. The first one is the business model canvas. Okay, sorry. The first one is my ambitions. So when you just do.
Have you seen the room?
Yes.
Right.
What
I've seen the product and service solution.
Yes, alright. So you are talking about...
The next panelist is Joseph Mudama. Joseph Mudama is a lecturer in JKUAT. In business administration from JKUAT. A master's in business administration from JKUAT. And a postgraduate degree in theology and media studies. And is currently he's also having a diploma in human resource management from TEAM. And is currently doing his doctorate degree in books and management from the Midwest Seminary in the US. And is delighted and very enthusiastic about working with young people. Kamau is also an alumni of the coach of career and soft skills.
The you want to also when you are, as much as you want to have the technical know-how, you also need what we call soft skills when it comes to entrepreneurship. And soft skill involves what? Like what you have been learning, communication skill. Also there is what we call business ethics, values. We have been talking about this country about integrity, is it? And many people here have lacked, as far as the chapter 6 of our constitution is concerned. And so when it comes to entrepreneurship, you also think about how can have a business that is built on integrity. And when I'm talking about integrity, I'm talking also about honesty, transparency, accountability, And also another soft skill that I would also like to add is about innovativeness. You need to be innovative when you are doing business. And also when it comes to perseverance, another soft skill is perseverance. That is, you don't start a business once today and you start flipping schools tomorrow, is it? You have to persevere. That is what I have from my own experience. I've seen many young people or even old people starting business and thinking that that business is the one that is going to feed their family or they are going to hit a jackpot, just within one day. And it seems that by the end of the day, and that's why you hear some of the businesses in Kenya, they don't celebrate their 50th birthday. Why? It's because of lack of perseverance. Some people you want to make a kickback, and at the end of the day, you find that is not the reality. Is proving you wrong because you have not been able to persevere. And at the same time, another soft skill that is squared is you have to look at your business on long-term basis. Don't look at from the short-term basis. That is, sometimes we start a business and once we start peaking, then we end up by, it ends up by collapsing like a house of cards. Why? It is because we don't have a long-time vision, is it? You should be visionary even when you're starting.
Well, I've worked for entrepreneurial companies for all of my career. I did have one 9-month-long stint at my own startup business, which I then didn't continue and joined the company I work with now. So Liquid Telecom, we are a startup company, but we're a 16-year-old startup. And I joined as employee number 3, and I was the first engineer at Liquid Telecom. We're now 2,500 people across Africa. My speciality is that of technology, and I would say an application of technology to solve business problems. I have a t-shirt that says what a CTO is. You solve problems you didn't know you had in ways you don't understand. That's what a CTO does. But ultimately, when you are if you are making a product, you don't necessarily have to invent something that is a product that is new or unique. You can just find a better way to make a product that exists already. So my first job is as a design engineer at Saoke. And this company has been going about 10 years. It had invented this component, this circuit, it had made it. It worked out how to make it very easily. And then decided to start have manufacturing done in China because it was cheap. Then, of course, the Chinese realised that this circuit wasn't very expensive, it wasn't very complicated, it wasn't protected in any way. So the Chinese started making these things cheaper than we could make them. The same people that we've been asking to make them. So my job, when I first started, really was getting the components from the Chinese company that were copying our design and putting them in and to rock them down and see what they'd done, so I could copy their design and improve their design. That is sometimes the design thinking is not just about making something new, it's about making something better. Clue on that note.
Hello, my name is Lilian, as you said, and I'm very privileged to be on this panel, and it is only me on this panel. My thoughts about entrepreneurial thinking would be, it's mostly a about finding what you're good at and maximizing on it. So if you know you're good at doing something, then it's different. People talk about having a passion, right? So it's maximizing on your passion, finding how your passion can work for you, and definitely following that path.
I've succeeded because of volunteering. So it seems like a strange concept in Kenya. It's something like it's catching on, but we really need to be very intentional in volunteering. Volunteering is probably one of the best ways to network.
Okay, that's a nice question. So let me come to you. You happen to be in technology. You have been pioneering. You started the company when you were just starting. That's what you said. So it means there was a lot of thinking involved in building up some of the things that made the company in Kenya. So and that has an aspect to do with design. You're building, you're designing something. There's a lot of thinking around it. What would be your thoughts on for someone who wants to, he has an idea, he wants to model a business around this idea that will create a value to his customers in the process of coming with a new product, a new service, where you really have to think of the customer segments, the business model that you roll out. What would be your thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, for us, business models actually change. So you can't assume that whatever business model you're starting out with is the business model you'll have in 15 years' time. And so we started out doing satellite communications and doing voice, and that was the way we made money, was by doing voice over satellite. Back in the days before fibers came, voice over satellite, and now we do data over fiber. Big technology, it's service. So that's an evolution that's taken place. It's been tracking technology, so the technology landscape has not stood still. The customers that we have, who are people and networks in Africa, have not stood still either. They wanted to do things. They started out wanting to make a voice call, international voice call, and then now they want to get data. They want to go on Facebook and do these things. So we have the same customer base, the same through the period of time. It's African networks, it's African businesses, African consumers. But what they wanted from the network has changed from one thing to the other, and the technology that the networks use to deliver that has changed also from one thing to the other. So it's been the trick is in negotiating some of these things and these changing landscapes and the disruptions that are coming in. We've seen other satellite businesses that started up around about the same time. People like Africa Online and these other, you guys are young, but you'll remember these people, but they've come and gone. So they started as satellite companies, and then when fibers come, they've disappeared and gone. And part of the thinking we've had and that's made us where we are today is in actually seeing the trend of what's going to happen next and moving before it happens. So it is in seeing a situation where we had our customers all on satellite. They were wanting more and more bigger data pipes. But we saw fiber coming to the coastline of Africa. But our customers were inland. They were in inland countries that didn't have a coastline. So we had to completely change our model. We'd always started very small and invested small amounts of money, and it's totally changed. We invest hundreds of millions of dollars of money, taking huge loans at the time. But this is where it's happening. It's a changing landscape. Whatever idea you think you have at the beginning is probably going to change in the technology world. The technologies we're seeing now, Internet of Things, artificial intelligence, machine learning, these are the technologies of today, blockchain. A lot of the businesses that's going to capitalize on these things don't even know what they are yet. And you think about some of the biggest technology companies today, they didn't, when we started with Liquid Telecom, they didn't exist. So Google didn't exist in those days. And now they're one of our biggest customers. So that's what I'm going to share.
So it's a process that you continually perfect.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, around the customers. I mean, ultimately, as things are changing, it's a lot easier to get a new. It's a lot easier to keep a customer than it is to get a new customer. So if something is changing, your customer needs are changing, and the technology to deliver it is changing, then try and work around that customer first and keep that customer. Obviously you're trying to grow and grow other customers. The most important thing is to focus whatever it is you're doing around.
So Joseph, you've been in management, and maybe some insights on the social significance of teamwork and how best to select a good team that will be able to take an idea. Or you're starting up something, how would you select a team that will be able to check up that idea?
Thank you. No, as I have said that I have been in this field of management, and I've been also being a writer, I've been also being a lecturer. So there are many, I have a lot of things that I have learned in my journey on my project. So as you look at it, as the question has been asked about the teamwork, first and foremost, before you have your team, first of all, look at those people who are like-minded. There are people who are negative. There are people who are pessimistic. Look at those people who can buy you, who are and at the same time, you as a person, you must be accommodative. There are some people who want to be a jack of all trades. So you as a good team player is the one who is accommodating. So don't be somebody who wants to somehow micromanage other people. You don't want ideas from other people. So look at those people who are like-minded and then be accommodating. Then from there, start delegating. There's no need of being, that's what we also say in management, that there's no need of having people who are surrounding you, and yet you yourself, you are the one who is acting as a jack of all trades. Let the people also have their own input. And not only their input, also try as much as possible to implement even what they tell you. So, and in this, when you're talking about entrepreneurship thinking, you may be the one who come up with that big idea. And as somebody said, no man is an island. You cannot work on your own. You also require other people, you employ other people, and by so doing, it means that you must have what we call team player skills. And that's what I was talking about, soft skills. Most of the time when we talk about, when we are in this forum, or this kind of forum, people concentrate so much on the technical part of it, that is, or also the financial part of it. How will I get money, the capital? Capital may not mean everything. There are many people who have a lot of money, and when they start venturing into entrepreneurship, they have failed miserably. Why? Because they lack those soft skills, as my colleague is asking about being a team player.
So being a team player is very important, collaboration and being able to leverage on the strengths and the weaknesses of others to achieve whatever. So Lillian, you started up a business and you started it around something that you like. Now I want you to very briefly just speak about how do you find this thing that you like? It is something that is in oblivion and you don't know how. How do you find it? That's one. Then two, also talk about how do you wisely invest in it, especially the financial, if it's something that you also want to generate money.
How do you find your passion? I think I'll say first by knowing yourself. is you have to know yourself as a person. You know things that you're drawn to. Are you drawn towards mathematics? Are you drawn towards sciences? That's why right now you're in campus, you know? So all of you are doing different courses. So I would like to believe that you guys are doing courses that you're passionate about, right? I don't think it's never too late. Somebody said it's never too late. And if you think it's too late, how many times do you guys go for class per week? All day, from morning to 5 p.m. No, right? There's sometimes you don't have class. So those times that you don't have class are the times that you try and find out what else are you interested in that is not, because you're in a course that you're feeling is not where you're supposed to be, right? So those free times that you have, instead of going out with friends, instead of spending that time watching movies, instead of spending that time listening to music, then try and dig within yourself and see what else you might be passionate about. Also reading, you know, you must expose yourself to different types of fields. Expose yourselves to technology, expose yourselves to literature, expose yourself to engineering. Just try and, not going deep into it, but just trying to read about them. So you might find a spark that comes and then get your aha moment, like, oh my god, this is something that I would really like to do. And then try and invest a few hours into it and see if it might grow in you.
Good afternoon. I'm Frank, and our talk today will involve in regards to the queuing system within the F1 main student cafeterias. And maybe just pose a challenge and a question to all of us. Ideally and technically, no one amongst ourselves here like to be found in queues. And so for us, the challenges that we've been experiencing and the challenges that we've been hearing on the ground is that most people, they find themselves inconvenienced in various ways, making fun, in like standing in long queues just to get a service that might take short time. So currently within campus and around, some of the alternatives and the solutions that are available, you say that maybe if you want to have a food of your choice, you have to go outside in order to avoid the queues, or go make your meals, especially for the students who stay off campus. So for us, we came up with an app that entirely what it does, it enables you to make food orders and also cooking, and also get your food delivered to you during your convenience. So I'll welcome Winfred to take us through some of the key activities.
Hello guys. Okay, our business model, it involves coming up with an app, a user-friendly app, easily accessible, that will enable people to order, book, and have food delivered to them, their comfort. Our key revenue streams will be, one of them will be advertising, whereby companies and other brands will have to pay a fee for them to be featured in our app. The second one will be subscription. This is whereby various restaurants will subscribe to the app so that their food can be featured in the app.
We came up with something that would solve the problem of farmers having loyals in their farms. The loyals in the farms are the result of low moisture levels in the soil and unpredictable pH and temperature levels. So we came up with a device. It's called ITAL. It detects all these three components, whereby when this device is in component in the farmer's activities, there will be improved yields. Yeah. We also have a vision. The vision of our project is to be a leading institution that will provide solutions towards farmers digitalizing and mechanizing instead of using the analog techniques.
Okay, I know you're probably wondering how different our product is from the ones in the market. Yeah, I heard that question too. But after very careful research, you realize that those products in the market lack one thing. Our product incorporates 3 sensors in one. But products in the market, you will find only one sensor which can detect temperature and sense it, one sensor which can sense pH, and another one from soil moisture. But ours is unique in that it does all these 3 things in one moment and sending it directly to the farm without any hindrance.
Yeah, I liked it. You had obviously it's not meant to be a tech working demo, but I like the demo side of it. Like you had something to show. This is obviously something interesting to me. This is obviously the area of Internet of Things, there's one of the top guys from IBM in Kenya once said, I saw another thing, he's saying the best thing you can do with the IoT application is to show it to your customers. So you did exactly that one. It's quite nice. You were exactly clear on what you wanted. Very good in the end of the pitch. I like that whole thing there. Only advertising, I'm not sure about money from advertising, but you might have different areas of revenue streams and maybe different people might pursue different areas. In a business you might have this person's responsible for advertising, this person's responsible for monetizing data, so you probably have to go to different angles, so that's okay.
I would like to invite, we have a cash prize for them of just lunch, 6,000 shillings, and a book. So this book, I wrote this book when I was still an undergraduate student. So it will be able to help. So Nina has been very helpful to us. I met Nina when I went to Washington DC, and when I shared with him with the other things that we wanted to do here, she grasped it. And it is rare to find people who believe in what you want to do. So she's one of the people who believe in the things that we wanted to do here in Kenya. And she's traveled specifically to come and take her own 1 week to train you free of charge.
First of all, thank you guys so much. I've had such a tremendous time with you. Part of it, I think when I shared with you guys for the 4 team, what I got from my first day, I was like, I've learned from you. But can you imagine how much I've learned from you up till now? I've learned so much. But I'm just really glad that all of you that were here and presented got through the week. I think when you have to do something, you don't have it all. And for those that really stuck it out, you have something, such an experience. Whether or not you're going to be starting your own business or not, this experience will stick with you. And most of all, these people, you've made friends, you've made connections that you otherwise would not have had. So I hope that you go to them and you work with them on other things, you collaborate with them in the future in some way. So thank you.